Upstairs, Downstairs, episode 13, production number 1713, date recorded 20/9/74, part 1, take 1.
Right.
He's just got here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can leave pass. He's back from France for good now.
Have you drawn the landing curtains?
Yes.
Seen to the morning room fire?
Yes.
Taken Mrs. Bridges up her afternoon tea?
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Hello, Edward.
Ever so charmed to meet you, my lady.
Who's your letter from, Rose?
Well, it's got an Australian stamp, so I suppose it's something to do with...
Sergeant Wilmot's people.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Oh, one of the lads in our section at the depot's from New Zealand.
New Zealand's not Australia, silly. What section?
It's the one I told you about. It's what that Sergeant Major's had me put on ever since I got posted home. That's why I'm applying for an early discharge before I throw up.
Why, Eddie?
They made me the regimental sanitary corporal. Oh. I'm in charge of latrines at the depot.
Go on.
Well, it's not funny, Daisy. It's flaming tragic.
Oh, I can't believe it. It can't be true. Oh, there's been a mistake. Must have been.
What is it, Rose?
Well, what's happened? It's from Mrs. Everett and Sow, solicitors, 14 Union Street, Melbourne, Australia. And it says...
Well, go on.
Dear Miss Buck, estate of the late Gregory Walter Wilmot, hereby inform you, bequest under terms of will of the said, legacy of £1,200. He's left me £1,200. Hey, look, Daisy.
Rose?
I'm not dreaming, am I?
I don't know.
That's what he says. Oh, Rose is a doing.
£1,200? You're a flipping millionaire, Rose.
Oh, I know. Oh, I must tell Mr. Hudson.
Yes.
Mr. Hudson.
1,200 quid. God, we could do with that, Daisy.
I'll say we could. Some people have all the luck. Well, perhaps not.
It's a great deal of money, Rose. But then he was your intended. You were to have married.
Yes, I know. That'll be the reason.
That'll make a difference to your life, Rose. Bound to. It'll bring you a certain independence.
Yes, I suppose it will. Funny. Funny how a letter can come through the post and change your whole life.
Yeah. There's a letter here for his lordship, bearing an Inverness postmark, which could well alter the course of his life, if I'm not too much mistaken.
Mr. Hudson! Inverness?
Now, one could hardly fail to notice the recent exchange of correspondence between the master and Mrs. Hamilton.
Mr. Hudson. Oh, I'm going to tell Mrs. Bridges. I could buy a house. Whole street. Oh, of course I'll buy you something nice with it, goes without saying. £1,200. Oh, Gregory.
Hello? Anyone at home?
Miss Georgina!
Surprised to see you.
Mrs. Bellamy didn't mention.
I know. There was no time to send a telegram or anything. I only just got to Boulogne in time to catch the leave boat.
Oh, you're looking a wee bit tired, miss. Shall I get you some tea?
No tea, thank you. Just early bed tonight and a good sleep, I think. Where is everyone?
His lordship's ways out, I'm afraid, and Mrs. Bellamy at her canteen work today, miss. The Major is upstairs in his room.
How is he?
Going on as well as can be expected, miss. He's still very weak, though his appetite's improving.
That's good. I shall go up and see him at once.
I'll send Daisy up to your room later, miss. I expect she'll be dining in bed tonight.
I'll see how I feel after I've had a bath. Thank you, Hudson.
Very good, miss.
Who is it?
It's me. And I'm not a ghost.
Georgina. You're back.
They sent me home just for a bit. They think I'm overtired.
So I should think. Hey, come and sit down and talk to me. I get so bored and lonely up here.
Oh, my poor Jumbo. Are you still in pain?
Oh, not too bad, really. My old leg plays me up a bit if I stand on it too long. Apart from that, all serene. I'll be going downstairs, to a few meals. Okay, come sit down, eh? Yeah. And, what about you, my little Miss Nightingale?
Oh, I'm very glad to be home.
And why didn't you come home on your last leave?
I went to Paris with Martin Adams and 2 other people. We had a very gay time. Oddly enough, Martin was on the boat coming over. He was so kind, he helped me when we got into Folkestone. He lost an arm, poor darling.
Did he?
Wasn't it wonderful of Hazel coming over with that ambulance to fetch you?
And father?
Yes.
I don't remember much about it, not really.
Well, I ought not to stay too long and tire you.
No, I'm not tired.
The nurse who replaced me at the CCS came over from London. Do you know they've got 5 wards at St Thomas's filled with cases of this awful Spanish flu? It's quite an epidemic. A lot of the soldiers have got it.
That's all we need now. The plague.
Well, I'd better be going down. I am glad you're feeling better. Hazel.
Georgina. Hudson told me you were home. It's a lovely surprise.
It's all been such a terrible rush.
Anyway, you're here now. You must be very distressed and tired after all you've been through.
No, not really. It's just the awful lack of sleep. I fainted twice in the ward last week, so matron sent me on indefinite leave to rest. Anyway, isn't it wonderful that James is getting on so well?
Yes. I thank God he was taken into your hospital. Into your care.
Hazel, if I behaved stupidly over him coming home with you, I do hope you can understand and forgive me. It's just that I was so afraid for him, the bumpy roads and going onto the boat. But I knew that you and Uncle Richard would take very good care of him. But perhaps I felt that, well, after nursing him through the worst part, that...
Georgina. Come and sit down. My dearest Georgina, if I didn't understand exactly how you felt, I wouldn't be much of a person. Naturally, I've known how fond of James you've been ever since you came to live in this house, and he of you. You're young, you're pretty, and you're so full of life. I've been rather a disappointment to him.
No.
I'm still dreadfully shy. You know, I still feel only part of this family. Perhaps it has something to do with the circumstance of our marriage, our different homes. I've tried hard to make him happy, to be a good wife to him, but... Well, for one thing, never being able to have children...
Oh, but Hazel, you will. I so want you to.
Well, anyway, he's safe now, finished with the war, so we can plan our future.
Yes.
I mustn't bother you with my life. Come along, you must go upstairs and rest. I'll come up with you, tuck you in.
Oh, Hazel, you're being so kind to me. Are you feeling all right? You don't look well.
I think we're all a little tired. Come on.
Georgina, my dear, how splendid. You've got some leave.
Yes.
I was just about to put her to bed and have her dinner sent up on a tray. She's very tired.
Well, of course. Good idea.
Hazel, there's no need for you to come up. Really, Daisy can help me unpack.
I should like to.
Have you seen James?
Yes. He's much better, isn't he?
Much, much.
I'm afraid he's not up to dining downstairs with us tonight, Richard.
Oh, that's a pity. Is that clock right?
It's getting on for 6:30.
Then I must go.
Where?
Out.
You've only just come in.
Sorry, my dear, change your plan. I'm dining out. Will you tell Hudson that...
Hudson, his lordship...
Dining out, Hudson, and I shall need a taxi right away, if you can find one. On second thoughts, I'll pick one up on Pond Street. There'll be one on the rank. I've got to meet a train at King's Cross in 40 minutes. I shall have to hurry.
Is it someone important?
Why?
The person you're meeting, is it the First Lord?
No, it's not the First Lord, even the Prime Minister. Someone a damn sight more important than either of them. But I have to rush. Take care of yourselves. Thank you, Hudson.
Well, if the Major is dining upstairs and Miss Georgina...
Madam.
That will be just 2 trays, Hudson. I don't want anything.
Very good, madam.
Oh, Hazel, I really think you ought to eat something.
I'm not hungry. Besides, I have many letters to write and bills to pay. Oh, come along, let's get you upstairs.
We had some American soldiers in the ward last week. Hey, nursey, come over here. They call all the nurses sugar and chocolates candy. That's so funny the way they speak.
You're staring at, Ruby.
The soup, Mrs. Bridges.
Have you never seen a pot of soup before?
His lordship is dining out now, Mrs. Bridges.
Oh, why couldn't he have said so before?
I let on the afternoon post appears to have altered his plans. So there'll just be the 2 trays for upstairs, Ruby. Mrs. Bellamy is not hungry.
This place is getting like a boarding house. Letter in the post, did you say?
Postmark INVERNESS.
Ruby? Go and gratinate the cheese.
What do you mean grate the cheese with a grater, Mrs. Bridges?
I said gratinate and stop arguing.
Oh.
Heard from her again, has he?
Hurried off to King's Cross to meet a train. You can guess where from.
She's not staying again, is she?
No, not this time, Mrs. Bridges. At least I've had no orders to that effect. Going to an hotel, I expect.
There's 2 younger children, isn't there?
There are indeed.
Poor woman. Fancy losing a husband and a son in the war. No. How did she strike you, Mr. Hudson? This Mrs. Hamilton.
A woman of breeding and good looks, Mrs. Bridges. Much character and a good deal of dignity. Not to be easily, shall we say, pushed around, but kindly and with courage. And a healthy, cheerful soul to boot.
I'd like some soup and some roast chicken with potatoes and spinach. Oh, and perhaps a little fruit salad. I'm afraid long train journeys always make me ravenous.
Of course they do. Yeah, I'll have the same, please. And a bottle of hock. Whatever the wine waiter recommends.
You're being so kind, Richard, really spoiling me.
How's spoiling you?
I didn't write and tell you my train got in at 7:10, leaving you to meet her, so it was just by way of information.
I couldn't leave you standing on a drafty platform with 2 young children and a senile nanny.
The porter would have got us a taxi. I had to come here first to make sure that our rooms were ready. Oh, and the flowers.
And the flowers would have welcomed you to London.
I know.
Compliments the Hyde Park Hotel.
That's not true.
How do you know?
Because when I telephoned down to the manager's office to thank him for them, he knew nothing about it.
No.
I'm afraid you're just a very kind and chivalrous man, Richard. And now to invite me to dine, really you shouldn't have.
You said you were ravenous?
I am.
Well, the children upstairs in bed, what better than a leisurely dinner in the grill room, so that
what, Richard?
So that we can discuss the future.
Whose future?
Ours.
Did you really mean what you said in your last letter?
Every word of it.
You'll be taking on 3 of us, you know, and an Annie. Alice is 10 now, William's 6. That's quite a circus.
Delightful. New young family.
They'll run up and down stairs, you know, and scream and shout and invade your dressing room when you're shaving. Oh, and require endless games of hide and seek.
I should like that.
Where would we live?
It would have to be in London. I'll find a house north of the park. Near Marble Arch, perhaps, so that children can run about in Hyde Park.
What would James think, and Elizabeth?
Well, I like to think they've always wanted my eventual happiness, and have done ever since their mother died.
She was very beautiful.
Yes.
Are you ready yet to give all your love to another woman?
Oh, yes.
No, I don't mean that selfishly, Richard. I mean for your memory's sake.
I am ready to remarry, Virginia, if you'll have me. That is, if you too are ready. Hasn't been very long for you, has it?
4 years. I think Charles would approve. He said when war broke out that if he was unlucky, he hoped that one day I would find someone to be a father to our children.
Margaret told her greatest friend the same about me, that she'd hoped I would marry again, if ever.
Oh, people should. But not for convenience.
Oh, good heavens, now you're not convenient. Not at all.
No, I didn't think I was.
I don't care how many screaming children you've got, or that you once nearly got me the sack from the Admiralty, or that I took a violent dislike to the first time we met. I did ask you, in writing, don't forget, to marry me, Virginia, my dearest, because I have fallen deeply in love with you. I find you amusing, brave, warm-hearted, and utterly adorable. And I want you to consider very carefully the prospect of becoming my wife. But not let it spoil your dinner.
I won't.
You won't, what?
I won't let it spoil my dinner, Richard. Because I don't have to think it over. I already have. And I accept.
Good morning, my dears.
Where have you been?
Didn't you want any breakfast?
I had to go shopping.
Shopping?
To the jewellers.
What for?
What for? Well, now, this seems a good opportunity to tell you my news, now that we've got all the family gathered together in one room for once.
All the family is not gathered together in one room, Father. Elizabeth isn't here.
I wrote Elizabeth a long letter last night, which Hudson posted this morning.
What is all this, Father?
I think I can guess. Can I not?
Possibly.
Oh, Uncle Richard, you can't keep us in suspense. Please tell us.
Well, they haven't made you a duke, have they?
No.
Prime Minister.
Richard, tell, please.
Well, I want you all to know that last night I asked Virginia Hamilton to become my wife, and she agreed.
Richard, Richard, I love you.
There's my secret out.
Congratulations. She's so nice, and you'll be so happy. I know you will. It's wonderful news.
Many congratulations. Hazel said only last night she thought there might be something in the wind.
Thank you, my dears. Well, I must confess to feeling a trifle guilty being so happy at a time of so much suffering, but I cannot help it. I love Virginia very dearly, you know.
I always thought you'd fall in love with her.
Of course. She'll never quite take Marjorie's place and doesn't aspire to. We both lost somebody close and precious, and well, that gives us something in common. And, well, when we found the house and moved in with the children, I shall no longer feel quite such a burden.
Richard, you're not a burden to anyone.
Well, no longer a paying guest. One less mouth to feed.
We'll miss you terribly. What will we do without you?
Well, I hope I shall see something of you. I mean, I'm not going to Timbuktu, only north of Hyde Park.
We'll come to tea, and we'll play with Mrs. Hamilton's children in the nursery, won't we, Hazel?
Yes. And spoil them. And take them to the zoo.
Yes.
All the same, the house will seem very funny without you.
Not too funny, I hope. Well, then I must go. My chief clerk will start worrying. I've got an Admiralty meeting at 12.
Yes, I must go too up to Manchester Square to see Viola Courtney, who's gone down with flu, and then on to Selfridges.
Well, come in my taxi. I'll drop you at Hyde Park Corner.
Oh, would you? Then I can get a bus up Park Lane.
Delighted. Good end. I shall see you later.
Yes, Father.
I am, in fact, taking Virginia to dine at the Savoy tonight, but I shall be back to change. We'll have a good talk then. Eh, James?
Yes, Father.
Well, come along, Georgina. Come on.
Mind he doesn't cheat. He's rather keen on winning lately, aren't you, Jumbo? It's too early in the morning for silly jokes.
Come on, Georgina.
I'm sorry.
There you are, King.
Oh, dear. 1, 2, 3. Jack, 1, please. Thank you.
Can't see the point of this idiotic game.
Do you want to stop?
Not particularly. What else is there to do?
James, I am trying very hard
To keep me amused?
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm doing my very best. I know you're still not well, and I know you're rather depressed, but I do think you might try and be a little more cheerful.
I didn't sleep very well last night, Hazel.
Why didn't you ring your bell? I'd have come.
Can't disturb you every night. We should never have got rid of that Nurse Wilkins.
James, you virtually ordered me to get rid of her. You said she drove you mad fussing over you.
You did. I didn't mean you to sack the woman.
Well, that's what you said.
I did not say that!
You implied that you wanted me to dismiss her. Why must you go on and on, being so unreasonable?
Oh, go away. I can't bear weeping women. Get out if you're going to weep all over the place.
What have I done that's so wrong? Why are you being cruel to me? Why?
Nonsense.
Nothing I do is right for you these days. You shout at me, you curse me. Whenever I try to be helpful, loving and concerned for you, you humiliate...
Just leave me alone, will you, Hazel? Leave me alone, will you?
What do you want me to do about Nurse Wilkins? Get her back?
Yeah, I don't care. No, I don't want her back.
Are you sure? What about her back?
I do not want her back. Didn't you hear me?
Yes, I heard
I
you.
do not want her back. No, get out. His...
Madam? Madam, what's the matter?
It's nothing, Mrs. Nothing's all right.
Was you going upstairs? Oh, well, I'll come with you. Would you? Of course I will. I've done the linen.
Oh, Lucy.
Oh, good morning, sir. Are you feeling a bit better today?
No, Daisy, I'm not. Get on with your work.
He don't mean it. He's not himself, not yet. And you mustn't be upset by it, please, madam.
Dear Rose. You're so good and comforting. When I think what you've suffered, I'm ashamed.
Oh, we've all suffered, madam. You've had the uncertainty, the worry of not knowing.
Yes. But the Major is safe. He's home. And he's alive. I ought to be thankful that he's changed. He's not loving or glad to be safe. It seems as if he'd rather be dead.
It's the strain. What he's been through. He'll get over it. Madam, you're ever so hot. Your cheeks are burning. Feel your skin.
Well, I'm a bit flushed. It's being...
All ready to start a new life now? Well, we'll show them. We'll make a nice pile of money. And we'll buy a little house with a garden. And you'll be waiting by the gate every evening for your wealthy, successful hubby to come home for his supper.
Home from where, Eddie?
What, a factory or works? Maybe a bank. Well, any place of business where I'm employed.
I see. Well, when are we going to give the Major our notice, then?
Or his lordship. Well, when things settle down, don't they?
I think we ought to give a fortnight's notice tonight. After all, if we're going to leave service here, there's no point in stopping on, is there? I mean, let's get it over with.
Well, I've only just been to Mrs. Bellamy's funeral today. They'll still be a bit upset, won't they?
Can't see what difference it's going to make. This house is going to pot anyway. Mr. Hudson says his lordship and Mrs. Hamilton won't be living here once they're married. And with Mrs. Bellamy gone, he reckons the Major will go and live in rooms. Where's Miss Georgina? I don't know what's going to happen to her, unless she goes to her grandmother's at Southwold.
Yeah, it's all blooming sad, I reckon. Oh, come on, Daisy, let's talk about something else. Hey, hope Mr. Hudson's going to let you have this evening off so we can go round to the pub and drown the Kaiser in a pint of ale, eh? We'll make a nice night of it.
Hudson told me Virginia was dining, so I dressed.
Yes. I asked her because she oughtn't to be alone tonight. Nobody should be.
I should be able to get in. The streets are crammed with people cheering, screaming. We can hear them from the window in my bathroom.
Yes, two men went charging past the house just now, completely intoxicated, singing God Save the King at the top of their voices.
She'll be all right?
I sent a car for her.
I should imagine that the whole world is rejoicing tonight.
Yes. I suppose as a family we have had our fair share of the grief. No more, no less than any other family.
Yes. And it's for men to perish in war, not women. I'd rather be with them than men who died.
There's no shame in being spared, James. The young men who came through have a gigantic task in their hands. To see to it that all men live in peace in a better world.
Isn't it exciting, all the cheering?
Yes.
Oh, aren't you going to be late?
What for?
I thought you were going to an armistice party at the Durnsfords.
Oh, they telephoned to ask me, but... Well, I didn't think I'd go, not tonight.
The funeral's over, Georgina.
I couldn't go out to a party tonight, James. For your sake.
No, for my sake, you must go to the party. And sing and dance and drink as much champagne as you can. Hazel would hate you not to go.
I shouldn't enjoy it.
You earned a few hours of happiness. Go out and spend them.
James means what he says, Georgina. Go to your part here. Virginia's dining. We shall celebrate the armistice in our own quiet way here.
Yes, all right, I will.
I've done the pots, Mrs. Bridges. Can I go now and get my item coat?
Yes, run along with you. They going out upstairs?
No, only Miss Georgina. I've set the bridge table for them.
All right, we go out now, Mr. Hudson.
Yes, I'll leave her.
Don't you go without leaving. Where is she? Fetching her hat and coat.
I told us to be ready.
I'm here, Mrs. Bridges.
Well, I must say, if the Germans had seen you looking like that, Ruby, they would have surrendered weeks ago.
Careful how you go now. The streets are very crowded.
I'll take care of him, Mr. Hudson. Thanks for letting me know.
There'll never be another armistice night, Edward. Not in your lifetime.
Oh, God willing.
Where are you all making for then?
Oh, we're going to walk across to Hyde Park Corner and along Piccadilly to the circus. That's right, isn't it?
That's the idea.
You're grinning at, Ruby.
Well, it's nice to be going out with a soldier, even if I do have to share him.
Come on in, you behave yourself. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Ah, well.
Come on, Angus. We'll have a nice sit down. Us old ones, eh?
The trouble with this game is, you have to make all the decisions yourself. No partner to blame if you lose. Come on, Virginia. You must take a trick soon.
I'm afraid I'm letting your father down badly.
I don't think you will somehow.